It's no secret that women have a lot of deal breakers when it comes to the men they date. But what might come as a surprise is just how many things qualify as turn-offs. While some things are universally accepted as being unattractive, others are more subjective. Many men don't even realize they are doing these things, but women definitely notice. So if you want to make sure you're not unknowingly turning off the ladies, take note of the following 10 things women hate about men. We won't talk about boring stuff like personal hygiene or being unemployed, so you can rest assured that all of the following deal breakers are within your control. 1. Being a know-it-all. There's nothing worse than a man who thinks he knows everything. He's the guy who always has to be right and will never admit when he's wrong. This type of behavior is not only annoying, but it's also a major turn-off. While it's great to be confident, there's a big difference between being confident and being a know-it-all. The latter comes across as arrogant and will only make women want to avoid you. Women want a man who is confident enough to admit when he doesn't know something. It shows that you're secure in yourself and are open to learning new things. So next time, instead of trying to act like you know everything, try being honest and admitting when you're unsure about something. 2. Not making a move. Some ladies don't mind making the first move, but if a man is unwilling to take the next one, she'll be disappointed. A woman wants to know that you're dedicated to her, so if she perceives that you aren't making any effort, she'll back down not to hurt herself. This is one of the most common mistakes men make when it comes to women. If you want to make things work with a woman, you must be willing to put in the effort. Whether planning dates or taking her out on special occasions, women want to know that you're willing to make an effort for them. Making a move doesn't always have to be physical. Sometimes, it can simply be asking her out on a date or picking up the phone to call her. Whatever it is, make sure you're taking the initiative. Otherwise, she'll move on to someone who will. 3. Inconsistency. Women can't stand when a man is one person around her and acts totally different around his friends. Of course, this is absolutely normal to a certain extent, as each person brings out a different side of us. But if the differences are drastic, it can create a feeling of inconsistency and dishonesty. It's important to be consistent in your behavior, especially when you're first getting to know someone. If you act one way around her and another around your friends, she will feel like she doesn't really know you. Eventually, this lack of trust will lead to the relationship fizzling out. 4. Being controlling. Women hate feeling like they are not in control of their own lives. So it should come as no surprise that one of the things they hate most about men is when they try to take away their autonomy. Whether telling them what to do, what to wear, or who to spend time with, women don't want to be with a man who tries to control them. This type of behavior makes you seem insecure and jealous. It also shows that you don't trust the woman you're with, which is a major turn-off. If you want to be in a healthy relationship, it's important to give your partner the space to live her own life. 5. Having zero aspiration. Women are attracted to men who have goals and aspirations in life. They want to be with someone who is going places and has a clear plan for his future. Having ambition shows that you're motivated and capable of achieving great things. It also shows that you're not just coasting through life but have a purpose. If you don't have any aspirations in life, it's important to start working on developing some. Otherwise, you'll only end up attracting women looking for a fling rather than a long-term relationship. 6. Being too flirtatious. Flirting is a great way to show interest in someone, but there's a fine line between flirting and being too forward. If you're constantly trying to touch her or make sexual jokes, it will only make her feel uncomfortable. Instead, try to flirt in a more subtle way. One way to do this is by complimenting her on something other than her looks. Whether it's her sense of humor or her intelligence, finding things you admire about her will let her know that you're interested in more than just her physical appearance. When it comes to flirting, less is often more. If you can master the art of being subtle, you'll have a much better chance of catching her attention. 7. Being insecure. On the other hand, being too insecure is also a major turn-off. Women don't want to be with a man who is constantly doubting himself. This type of behavior makes you seem weak and pathetic. If you can't even believe in yourself, how can you expect a woman to do the same? Insecurity is often rooted in low self-esteem, which is another major turn-off. If you don't think you're good enough for the woman you're with, she's bound to eventually figure it out. This will only lead to her losing respect for you and eventually breaking up with you. So if you want to avoid being insecure, work on building up your self-esteem. 8. Being self-centered. One of the most unattractive things about men is when they are completely self-centered. They only care about themselves and their own needs, and have no regard for their partners. This type of behavior makes you seem selfish and insensitive, and will only make women want to avoid you. Many times, self-centeredness is simply a result of being insecure. When you don't feel good about yourself, you tend to only care about your own needs. This is why it's so important to work on building up your self-esteem. When you have a healthy sense of self-worth, you're more likely to be considerate of your partner's needs as well. 9. Being negative all the time. No one wants to be around someone who is negative all the time. If you're always complaining and putting yourself down, it will only make women want to avoid you. Instead, try to focus on the positive things in your life. When you have a more positive outlook, it will show in your interactions with others. One of the best ways to become more positive is to practice gratitude. Every day, take a few minutes to write down things you're grateful for. It could be anything from your health to your job to your relationships. When you start looking at the world through a lens of gratitude, you'll find that your whole perspective changes. Being negative not only makes you unattractive, but it also makes you a lot less fun to be around. If you want to be the type of guy women want to be with, it's important to focus on the positive. 10. Being too clingy. On the opposite end of the spectrum from being a know-it-all, is being too clingy. This is when a man always needs attention and reassurance from his partner. He's always calling or texting and gets upset if she doesn't respond right away. He also gets jealous easily and has a hard time dealing with her going out without him. Many men think that being clingy shows how much they love their partner. But in reality, it's just a major turn-off. It makes you seem needy and dependent, and women don't want to feel like they have to take care of you. If you want to be in a healthy relationship, it's important to have your own life outside of it.